Hello everyone, this is Padina from Dilly Dally in a Garden, and in this video I would like to show you how I made this planter pond with only a pot, couple of water plants, a few mosquito fish, and whole a lot of love. So follow along. There are many different way of having your planter pot and feeling it. What I choose for base of my planter pot was this river rocks, which you must wash them before you decide to have them inside your planter because they look clean, but they are going to make your water murky. As you can see, I washed them multiple times very thoroughly, but still make the water murky. For avoiding to have too much of murkiness in the water, I try to add the water slowly. The other thing that I add into my planter pot is this algae remover, and I also add this dechlorinated liquid into the water to make sure that it's safe and sound for all of my plants and all of my fish that I'm adding later. For the plants, I went with pickerel weed, the taller one, and this water sword plant, which make more shade for fish to hide and get cooler during the hot part of the day. Later on, I removed some of the river rocks because it was too much for my tiny planter, and add the Contail, which is a submerged kind of plant, and add a lot of shade and helping with algae control in the water. So now all of my fish are acclimated. I tried my best to release them with the least casualty and slowly, but they just got dumped in there, and trust me, it was an accident. So, but a couple of hours later, when I checked, they were all survived, all six of them, and that to me, it's a miracle because if they weren't mosquito fish and if they were goldfish, they were all dead. So happy and healthy in the water. The water got less murky over the time, and the fish thriving in that little planter pot. Here it's a couple of weeks later. Now I added the conetail plant into the pond. What you see on top of the water is the fish food. They are very happy eating and swimming. If you look closely, you can see all size of the fish that they are swimming all together. The plants loving it. I really don't add any kind of algae control. The pond is made it. That's my little kitty. Made an ecosystem right here, and the water stay clear for most of the time. This is exactly 2 months later after I started my planter pond, and now I have mosquito fish babies, which I'm really happy about, but they're gonna find a good home for them because it seems like there's so many of them and the pond is not big enough. If you plan to have the planter pond, just make sure that you are going to consider the evaporation amount of water that you lose daily on the heat of the summer and replace it with water.